You are about to watch an interview I hosted with Karsten, a student of mine that went from zero to over €100,000 per year with his own marketing business. This is an interview I hosted with Karsten inside of our community. So you'll see him, you'll see me, and you'll see a few other faces in there. Without further ado, let's roll the interview. I had the pleasure of meeting Karsten actually in Belgium not so long ago, about a month or two ago. Karsten, I think you joined our program maybe like, I don't know, a year ago, maybe a bit longer, but yeah, you've been active, you've been doing well, and it's time to share your story, man. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. And you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You're still in Belgium, right?
I'm still in Belgium. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, you're
Nice.
right. So I joined the program, I think, in August in 2022, if I'm not
Mm-hmm.
wrong.
Sounds right, yeah.
So now we are not yet, it's 1.5 year later. So as Adam already told you, I have a web design agency and basically upsell my clients to SEO or PPC.
Nice.
Um, at the moment, I have 4 freelancers working for me. For me, this is still a part-time job. So I'm also a project manager at a big company where I have also, yeah, a good paying job, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing this as a side job.
Amazing, man.
Um,
Yeah.
at the moment, I'm doing in 2023, I did 105,000 euro with my company, Stinis Media. And then, of course, I have my other job where I earn money.
Amazing, man. Amazing. Yeah, Carson, I was definitely surprised when we met and you told me you were still working the job. I was like, God damn, if I was doing 105K a year, I'd probably quit the job, but
But you know
you've
the
got
reason.
flexibility, right?
Yes, you
Yeah.
know why I do it. So yeah, so
Yeah.
basically at my job, I can do work for my company, Stinis Media. So that's the only
Yes.
reason why I still do it. They know what I'm worth. I know the company inside out, so that's
Uh-huh.
why they keep me, and they just know that I work for my other company also. So that's the only
Solid,
reason.
man. Yeah, it's a damn good setup. Carson also showed me his Tesla, which he bought. What was it last year, right?
I have it 1 year now. So yeah, I bought it
Nice.
after 6 months when I hit 5K, I think. I don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, man. I remember you hit 5K shortly after. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
amazing, man. Cool. Carson, so what we're gonna do, man, is I'll like fire some questions at you just to kind of pick apart a little bit more about what you're doing, hopefully share some tips with everyone on here.
Hmm.
And yeah, everybody who's on the live, I know we've got about 15 people in total. Yeah, feel free to drop in any questions you have for Carson. The most you're gonna get out of this is based on what you ask, right? So
Yes,
ask as
indeed. Yeah.
much, you'll get more back. So don't hesitate. Cool. So Carson, let's start with web design, right? Because not a
Hmm.
lot of people do web design. I know a lot of people would have done that a few years back. Like it would have been seen as maybe more common, more popular before the big kind of wave of social media marketing, Facebook ads, and email marketing, right? So what kind of led you to website design in the first place?
So when I started with you, I started to deliver social media management
Hmm.
and marketing. The reason why I did also marketing because I had an e-commerce store. I had a few, so I had experience in Facebook marketing and Instagram marketing. So
Mm.
that's why I offered it also to clients. But after a few months, I felt that social media management wasn't something for me. I
Hmm.
had 5 clients paying me 500 euro, but I had to bring myself to my desk to deliver all the deliverables. So I felt it wasn't something for me.
Mm.
And then I had a few people coming to me asking me, "Can you make a website?" I said, "Of course, I can make you a website, but I have no experience in it." There was no pressure. They gave me the time that I needed to learn to make their website. So I think my first website I sold for 500 euro.
Okay.
And at the moment, it depends on the client. I'm sitting around 1,005 till, yeah, depends on the client.
Damn.
My biggest website that I sold was 20K. So
Ooh. Let's talk on that, man. How did you go from 500 to 20K?
it's just experience. You
Yeah.
you can you can basically find everything on the internet. You can find templates,
Mm.
so you don't have to make the website yourself. You have templates like Avada is a good
Hmm.
one. Unicode is the name, Unicode, I think, and then you can find a lot of templates on Envato Elements.
Nice, man. Nice. And Carson, would you say a lot of that was down to confidence as well? Like, because when you started, you wouldn't have charged 20K, right? Just,
No, it's just
yeah.
confidence. Yes, yes.
Yeah, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. It's always good for people to be reminded of that because sometimes they'll see, yeah, like that, maybe you signing a deal for 20K or somebody signing a email marketing client for 3K a month. They probably didn't start there, probably started at 500
No.
and,
It's
slowly
just
built their way up.
it's confidence and having a lot of clients. I have an
Mm,
example. It was 2 weeks ago. Someone came to me and they asked me, "Can you make a website for our radio station?" I said, "Of course I can do that," but they told me you have to deliver it. I think it was the 3rd of March, so I had 1 week to deliver it.
mm,
So I made the invoice. It was for 1.7K. They agreed, but they asked me if they could pay 7 days after the event of the website. So
mm,
that's, as everyone knows, that's a big no-no. So for web design, it's 30% or 50% upfront, and then the moment that I deliver the website, they have to pay the rest. Otherwise, the website won't go live. They didn't want
Nice.
to do that. They offered me like a commercial on a radio station, everything, but
Hmm.
yeah, as you teach me, it's a big no-no. People have to pay upfront, and when the website is delivered, in this case.
Nice.
So
I like it, man. Sticking to your
that's
guns.
because of you. Otherwise, I
Solid,
would
man.
have took the client. It's a lot of money. It's
Yeah.
1.7K. So, but since I have a lot of clients, I don't need the money. Of course, I need the money, but
Mm, mm.
I don't care about those clients.
Yeah. Yeah. When you get to that stage that you're in,
Yes,
Carson, right? Where like you don't need them, you're more in
yes.
control. You've got
You're
more
more in
confidence.
control. You have confidence. You can ask
Hmm.
more. But of course, in the beginning, a lot of people in this room they will take the client because it's 1.7K. But I'm thinking
Mm,
further. Maybe the client isn't gonna pay me because why does he want? Why does she want to pay me after the event?
hmm. Hmm.
So yeah.
Exactly, man. It's running a massive risk for
Hmm.
sure. Solid. So Carson, let's say, that switch, right? So going from the social media marketing to web design, like you said, it was mainly based on you had a client that said, "Hey, can you build a website for me?"
Hmm.
Did you then just make a complete switch? Did you still keep the clients for social media, or did you just go all in on websites?
I kept one client because he was a friend, and
Hmm.
basically the other clients I told them I didn't want to do it anymore.
Fair.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Understandable, man.
Yeah.
Understandable. So you said you have four freelancers, Karsten, and I know when we
Yes.
spoke, yeah, like it was you had things set up in a very good way, I would say,
Yes.
a very profitable way, but also a way where you don't have to do too much
Too much
yourself.
now.
Like they're handling quite a lot of work, right?
Yes. So basically, I'm still doing that, but for web design, the web design part, everything is written out. So every
Mhm.
plugin that I want to be installed is written out. I bought every plugin with all the licenses, so all my
Nice.
freelancers they know what to do. They know how to prepare a website for me or for another freelancer.
Awesome.
Basically, what takes the most time is all the text from the client and all the pictures from the client. That takes
Mm,
the most of time. Otherwise, I would get a website online 1 or 2 days. Depends.
nice. Yeah, makes sense, man. And what platform are you using for your clients? Is it all the same
Uh,
or
WordPress, always WordPress.
WordPress?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I've heard because I remember I had a client back when I was freelancing, and yeah, they had a WordPress website. I hated it because it was complex,
It's
but
complex. Yeah, yeah.
there's a
Of course,
lot
it's
of
complex.
functionality, right? Like you can do so much with it.
Yeah, because you know Marie, of course. We
Uh-huh.
thought about
Yeah.
Marie. So for everyone else, Marie's also someone in the program. She's also from Belgium, and I'm basically coaching her a little bit in the web design world. And also for her, I told her begin with installing themes for clients. You can find all the themes, as I told you, Avada,
Hmm.
Uncode, Envato Elements. Start with that before you start building websites on Elementor or something else.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like you said, it's a shortcut, right? Like the
It's
themes
a
are
shortcut.
there.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the work is done. Solid, man. So, Carson, when it comes to like the freelancers, you said like basically when you have a client, like they have everything they need, right? So they've all the
Mhm.
plugins, they've all the text, but the problem sometimes can be getting like the images and stuff from the clients.
Yeah, it's the
What?
images, and of
Uh-huh.
course, I'm in Belgium, so all my clients speak Dutch and my freelancers speak English.
Of
So
course, yes.
that's a difference. Yeah, that makes it a little bit harder for me. I always have to
Yeah.
check everything.
Mm.
If all the texts are correct. They are always using Google Translate, but as you
Mm.
know, it's the translation is not always correct.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. Profit margin, Karsten, what does that look like for you?
So for the moment, when I have a client, let's say client is paying me 1,000 euro for a website,
Mhm.
only giving away 300 euros, so 30%. But I try to aim
Nice.
now for 20%. Depends on the
Hmm.
project. If it's really a small project, it's an easy project like a template one.
Hmm.
I'm going to 20%.
Solid, man. Cool. And the freelancers you have now, where did you find them?
All on Upwork. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Anything specific you looked out for, or?
Nothing specific. I think basically now, also following Oliver,
Uh-huh.
everyone knows how to write the resume on Upwork.
Hmm.
So I try to speak with them first. I try to have a meeting with them, and it's just my gut feeling if I work with them, yes or no.
Gotcha. Okay, interesting, man. Interesting. And are they mainly from Asia or?
Yeah, India and Pakistan, they are. Yes.
Cool. Nice. Nice. Solid, man. I like it. Yeah, you're hitting so many points that we always talk about.
Yeah.
70% profit margins, always getting paid
Yes.
up front for your from your clients. Solid, man. Carson, for the clients, because this is obviously a big doubt for a lot of people, right? They hear web design and they're like, okay, cool, you get paid a grand, 2 grand for a website, but then that's it, right? It's a one-time fee. How do you have monthly recurring revenue with your business?
Um, so I try to always sell with the client maintenance contracts. So what do I put in that? It's the all the plugins, um, then the maintenance for the website, so it's backups, and then I also let the client pay for the hosting. Um, but this a small thing that I told Adam, the hosting. What I do is I pay 500 euro, and I've unlimited domains. So basically, I charge the client 150 a year, but I only pay 500 for the full package. So that's
Hmm.
stacking up. What I also do, I have a few websites where I can buy unlimited licenses for Elementor Pro, for dashboards, for Yoast SEO. So I charge that also to the clients. To give you an example, I just made an invoice for a client. He's now with me for 1 year. I made the invoice for 2,200 euro. So that's hosting, domain name, plugins.
Nice.
So
I
every
like
year
it.
it comes back and it starts stacking. So this is my
Yeah.
first year that everything is coming back now. So
Amazing, man. Do you have much that's going to come true from all of that?
I counted from now till June. It's around 15K that's coming back.
Nice.
Yes,
Easy, eh?
that's easy money. I don't have to do anything for it because what
Yeah.
I do is I have my freelancers doing the maintenance for the website. So yeah, I don't have to do anything for it. It's just checking them if they're doing the job, yes or no.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Amazing, man. Amazing. So, Carson, you talked on the struggle, right? Of your clients are Dutch, well, Belgium, but they speak Dutch. Then you've got to, of course, translate that over for your team and then check it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little bit more complex. It's also a superpower, right? Because it makes you more unique
Yes.
because
Yes.
there's not as many agencies in Belgium or in Belgium plus the Netherlands, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a smaller market. Would you say, would you say it's been a big advantage for you versus if you just went with the English market? What are your thoughts on that?
Um, so for me, that's already a niche down because I'm only doing
Mm.
it in Dutch. In my opinion, in Belgium, Netherlands, definitely in Belgium, we are 5 years behind America and the
Mm.
whole other world about
Mm.
technology, all the other stuff. So that's all already a niche and an advantage for me. Um, and then, of course, yeah, Dutch speaking, not a lot of agencies can speak Dutch. If they're sitting in England, somewhere else, they have no one that can speak Dutch. So that's an advantage on bigger agencies.
Yeah, definitely, man. I love that point as well. Like you said about Belgium being behind, because Belgium's a progressive country, right? It's in the
Yes.
EU, it's in Europe, it's a very rich country. So then when we look at other markets, emerging markets like the Spanish market, the Italian market, they're not as far as Belgium. So you can only imagine how much
Yes.
opportunity is
Yeah.
in those as well. I know Thai is probably sitting there like, what? They're 5 years behind America. It's the
Yeah.
truth,
It's
man. It's the
uh, uh,
truth.
to give you an example, I have a lawyer, how do you say it in English? Yeah, lawyer
Lawyer,
company.
yeah.
It's my biggest client, and I told him, you have to start making TikToks because I see it in America. It's just a guy. When you get pulled over, what can you say? Do you have to give your ID? Blah 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 blah. I
Mm,
told him,
mm.
do it. It will come to Belgium in 1 year, and now they are doing it.
There we
So
go.
2 to 5 years behind.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. I believe it, right? So being in Dubai, every time I notice is I go to my For You page, whether it's TikTok or Instagram, there's everybody is making like videos. Real estate agents, lawyers, accountants, like everybody is doing it.
Yes.
Whereas when I'm in Europe, no, nobody does it. Like
No.
literally nobody. So you're right, man. It's like there's markets like America, Dubai, all these kind of places where they're just ahead. They're at the
Yes.
forefront. So if you're just in a market that's behind, you have a massive advantage because you're telling them
Copy and
about
paste.
TikTok like it's a fucking like
Yes.
it's a secret, you know? It's crazy.
Indeed. People are also scared to do it, companies.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. I was at an event, Karsten, Affiliate World last week,
Yes, I saw it.
and we met a lot of like drop shippers and guys in e-commerce. Some of them a little bit sketchy. Some of the stuff they do
Yeah.
is a bit sketch. But one of their biggest strategies is they find products in America that are
Mhm.
working and they just put them in other languages. Like that is their number one hidden strategy.
Yeah.
Find the product that's booming, build out the whole website in Spanish, get out all the labels, everything done in Spanish, sell it in the Spanish market, and they pretty much just copy it straight
It's
from
just
American.
niche down on the language that they do. Yeah.
Literally. And then they can have this massively wildly profitable product that nobody's selling in the Spanish market, yet they're
Of
just
course. Yeah.
copying
Yeah.
over. Yeah. So I like it, man. I like it. Because a lot of people, Carson, would in your position see it as I have to work with the English market. That's the only way I can make this work. Whereas
No.
that's not the case.
No, indeed. The only problem that I find is everyone tells me, and other agencies have to do it. It's niche down on, let's say, I will only do plumbers. But I think it's harder in Belgium because we are small,
Mm.
we are very small,
Hmm.
and we don't have a lot of plumbers. We have enough of plumbers, but that's different compared to people outside of Belgium.
For sure.
That's my
For sure.
opinion. It's my opinion, but
No, it makes sense, man. Like even in Ireland, if you work with gyms in Ireland, you'll run out of gyms pretty fast.
yeah,
It's too
okay,
small,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Same idea, man, for sure. Solid. Carson, in terms of getting clients, cause they're
Mhm.
all in Belgium, like I assume you're not going on Upwork or Fiverr trying to find clients,
No,
right?
no. I just made an account on Upwork.
Nice.
Just made it
Good.
because of Oliver. I did
Yeah.
it. So just
Nice, man.
was checking his program and how he does it. For the web design parts, people are just coming to me. So I'm running ads on Google. In my first 2 months, I've spent 5K on Google Ads. I had zero return on investment.
Mm.
Only clients just coming to me, mount on mount. You made a website for him. Can you make one for me? Blah blah blah.
Hmm.
So now clients are getting in, and I basically just upsell them to SEO or PPC, so Google Ads. It makes sense. I made
Mm.
the website. I know everything about the company. I do SEO part and I do the Google Ads part.
Solid, man. So
That's how I do
everything
it
has
for the moment.
been
Yeah,
word of mouth, yeah?
yeah, yeah,
Wow. That's crazy, right? Like the scale you've gotten to just from word of mouth.
yeah.
It's impressive, man.
It's also people stay client with me.
Hmm. Good service, eh?
Yeah.
It's got to be a
Yes.
reason, man.
Yeah,
You're obviously doing a
gotta
good
be the
job.
reason. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
web design is easy. People are always happy, almost always happy. With Google Ads, it's different because
Hmm.
sometimes you can't do anything about it if the leads are not coming in. It's a specific niche,
Hmm.
It's not in your hands. So then often people get angry that you're not doing your job. But in the most part, leads are coming in, people are happy. You can charge way more, and that's how you get 105K in 1 year.
Yes. Yes, exactly, man. And I
Yes.
guess as well, Carson, with web design, it's it's a little bit similar to a lot of the clients we would have had for content or social media, where a lot of them do view it as just, I'm not expecting this thing to make me tons of money right away, but I need to do it. Like it has to
Hmm.
be done anyway, so I'm just going to pay you guys to do it because I
Yes.
don't want to do it myself. So services like that, yeah, retention is normally relatively easy because
Hmm.
it's not as direct as spend X, make X back. There's a little bit
Yes.
more flexibility.
Yes.
When it comes to the ads though, man, like when you're upselling to SEO and ads, like how are you charging that? Like, do you have set rates or how does that work?
It depends on the client. So it depends on the niche. Of course, if you have a plumber, nowadays you can ask more. But let's say my first client in Google Ads, it was a hairdresser. I charged him 500 euro for Google Ads. He did no SEO. At the moment, he's still a client, just running ads. He's a friend of me, running ads, Facebook, Instagram, and on Google.
Mm-hmm.
But now the latest client I signed, he's paying me, I think, 1,650 euro for Google Ads.
Okay.
And then he already knows that after 3 months, I told him we have to do SEO. There's a lot of space in your market, in your niche. We
Yeah.
have to do it. And he said to me, okay, if the Google Ads are working, we will start doing it in 3 months. So then he will upsell to
Nice.
3K a month.
Nice. Man, that's
At the
solid.
moment, I'm really working at my SEO. So
Yeah.
I also bought another course to do to do SEO. So that's also a thing, guys. Keep investing in your company. Don't
Yeah.
keep the money. Don't buy. You can buy a Rolex. You can buy a Tesla, but also invest in the company. So invest in other courses. Invest in platforms to automate. Invest in it.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you've done that, right? Like even with the
Yes.
plugins, the themes, like I'm sure there's web developers, web design agencies that don't do that much. So
Yes.
you've obviously carried
Just
that through and
yeah.
it's paid off, man.
If you don't invest, you will stay small, or you will
Mm.
stay at the same level. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Nice, man. Amazing, amazing. Carson, in terms of like tips for, let's just say like the people that want to get into web design, because look, there's some people in this call that or that are going to watch this call back and they don't have any intention of doing web design,
Yes.
but they want to hear your story and, get the inspiration from you. But
Yes.
for the people that do want to do web design, do you want to like list out any maybe mistakes that you did at the start or things that you did that you wish you didn't do?
Hmm. So in the beginning, just buy a domain on. In Belgium, it's one.com or Combel or GoDaddy in
Mm-hmm.
the world.
Mm-hmm.
Buy a domain and start experimenting. Buy Elementor, buy Teams, and just start doing it before you search for clients.
Mm.
Even if you directly have a client, find someone on Upwork, work. They can help you. Don't do it yourself. So the first website is a nice website and a good delivery, so you can maybe upsell the client to something else. So
Mm.
find someone on Upwork. You can find them around between $5 and $15 for an hour to do web design, Elementor, or yeah, on WordPress.
Nice. Solid,
Yeah.
man.
Yes, and
Solid.
just
Anything
find the
else?
teams, write down the teams that I told you. So Uncode, Avada is a very good team, and yeah, write everything down. The onboarding, yeah, how is it gonna go? What does the freelancer has to do? The plugins that you're gonna use. Search for all the plugins, the best plugins for SEO, for a dashboard, for a redirection. Um, and just yeah, write it down so the freelancer knows what he has to do, and you come over as professional as possible to the client.
Nice, man. Solid. Solid. Karsten, let's talk mindset, man. When you
Hmm.
started, okay, so when you first started, okay, yeah, like you said, you started with content, social media. How has your mindset changed from that moment when you decided I'm going to try this thing to where
Hmm.
it's at now?
You mean mindset in what way you mean it?
More so as when you started, like, did you view this as a long-term thing? Did you think you were just going to give it a try and kind of see where it took you? Like, what were you thinking then, and what are you thinking now?
I already knew that from the beginning that this was something for me. So I knew
Hmm.
it would work. I saw people, I saw you, saw other people that it's working. So it had to work for me. The mentality thing is a big thing.
Mm.
So I'm following you, I'm following Oliver, I'm following Ayman Gedzi. So for me, the mentality thing is a very, very, very big part. So I think it was 6 months ago. I broke up with my girlfriend,
Hmm.
and then my company was at the lowest. So that's the only reason I
Mm.
didn't hit 200K or something else. So I was mentally at my lowest.
Hmm.
And you just have to. What helps for me is I write everything down that I have to do the day after. So what I use is Todoist, or it's something new now. I'm gonna check for it. It's Notion,
Hmm.
and I just basically write everything down. So now I'm in my monk mode. So I don't know if someone knows it. So I basically uh, don't drink alcohol. I take a cold shower every morning. I I meditate every day for 15 minutes, and then I make a TikTok every day, and I make one blog every day for my website for SEO purpose. And I just write it down, and every time I do something, I just check it out, and that's how you get shit done.
Yes, yes.
That's helping
Carson,
for me. Yeah.
yeah, another thing I remember when we met in Belgium, you mentioned that sometimes you'll have black coffee, right? Or like espresso or something
Yes. Yes.
in the morning, but then you won't eat just for like a few
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't eat in the morning. So I only start eating around 1 or 2 p.m. That's
Hmm.
working for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works for me too, man. I know a lot of people hear that and they're just like, how? Like, how do you not eat food in the morning? Like, I don't know. Works for
It's
me, man. Worked for
Yeah,
you.
works for
So
me. Yeah.
it's got to be something in it.
Yep. And
Definitely,
also
man.
one thing that's very big for me is do not have sex or watch porn. It's a big thing. Very big
Interesting,
thing.
man.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah, me and Ty have like really when we started the program, we never talked about it, and then as we've done this for more years, we've talked about it more. But like nobody wants to hear this, but porn is not good for you.
What has the
Newsflash.
biggest impact for me is make the to-do list, but that's different for everyone. I need it. I need a to-do list. I need to sit
Hmm.
down. Okay, what can I do? Oh, yes, I can do this, and this. And then the other thing is the cold shower. It doesn't have to be cold cold. It's just the mentality that you can turn around the button to cold, that you can do
Mm.
that.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is porn.
Yeah, man. Number one, like
It's
me and Ty have had so many
wow.
conversations
Yes,
of
yes,
like
yes,
which students, which students where they're like, they come to a realization that, oh yeah, my biggest problem in life is I spend way too much time doing this thing, which distracts me from all my goals, leaves me
yes.
feeling unmotivated, and I feel like a piece of shit. So, of course, that's not going to get you to where you want to get to. It's the harsh reality.
That's how I always tell it. So in the beginning of the humanity, sex was the biggest reward for a man. But
Mm,
now it's so
mm,
easy to get that you can just
mm,
go on the internet, you search for a girl, but okay, yeah, it's finished. So it
mm,
isn't a reward anymore. So I only want to reward myself when I did something big and I did something good. It doesn't mean that
mm.
when you have a girlfriend, you have to wait 1 month for sex. You can still have sex, but try to do it after your work. Yeah,
100%. Yeah,
yeah.
first thing in the morning? No, no, no,
Mm-mm-mm.
no.
No, no.
Keep it for later on,
I,
man. Definitely.
to be honest, I feel the difference when I did the thing before my work, let's say
Uh-huh. Yeah,
at
yeah.
5 p.m. and when I do it at 11 at night. I feel the
100%,
difference.
man.
My work is different.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. I don't think I have had sex before fucking like 3 p.m. in a year for that
Yeah.
exact reason. It just in the evening, no problem. You'll have a fine time. In the
Yeah.
morning, man, you're just not gonna do your work properly.
Yeah. Yeah. For you, it's
Distracted.
different. I have to do most of my work for my company in the evening. So for me, it's different.
Mm,
If I would be
mm,
so that's a new thing for you, maybe. I'm only working 4 days now. So the fifth day, I'm working for a client. So that's different. Then you can do it during the day, but do your biggest jobs from that day before you have sex or did your thing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. It's important to touch on this stuff because a lot of people don't want to hear it and it's, whatever, but it's important.
Yeah.
It genuinely truly is. So, especially the porn thing. I can't stress that one enough. Like,
Yes.
if I could go back in time, guys, I don't know, whatever age I
Yes.
started watching
Yes.
it, way too young, and I would
Way
watch it
too
every
young.
day, probably every day for like the first, 5 years or something.
I
Imagine if
read
I just
something.
didn't do that. I'd
Yeah,
be a
I
lot
read
further.
something that watching porn changed something in your brain. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
I read
it's
something. I
scary.
think Ayman told spoke about it. So it
Yeah.
changed, basically changed something in your brain because it's easy to get and you can search for whatever you want. So
Yeah. I'm gonna search that, man, because I know I've seen like before
yeah.
and after of your brain, and I think it creates gray matter in your brain,
Hmm.
which is not something that then just goes back to normal immediately, but like damaging effects long term. It's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
as I told you in the beginning, it was the biggest reward for a man to get, and now we
Mm,
can just get a reward without doing anything. So it has to
mm.
do it does something with the brain.
Oh, 100%, man. 100%. All right. So this is obviously just a graphic. How accurate is this? I don't know. Don't fact check me on this, but this definitely gives a good representation, right? Here's your
Yeah,
brain. Here's your brain on heroin. Here's your brain on porn. You know,
yeah.
it has crazy effects. It's like a drug. Probably not the best thing to do every day, right? So
Hmm.
definitely if you're doing it, quit it. All right. Let's see if we got some questions for Karsten. We got one, which I think I know the answer to, which is how do you stay motivated and what gets you up in the morning?
So in the morning, a big thing, don't snooze. Also helps me. It helps you to make a decision to do something to get shit done.
Mm-hmm.
And what? Yeah, the money for me. It's
Fair.
yeah, the money, of course. And then yeah, just it's also money related, but knowing that this brings in money, it's crazy.
Mm.
Everyone can do it. So it's for 2 weeks now that I have a TikTok. It's in Dutch. You can search for it, but it's in Dutch. You won't understand. But that basically I tell people what they have to do, but they still asking me to do it for them and pay me. Crazy,
Mm.
crazy.
It's the beauty of the game, man. That's why
Hmm.
we get paid, eh?
Yep.
Solomon. All right. Christian said, I know you said that you get majority of your work done through word of mouth, but can you explain your strategy of outreach when you first started? Okay. Let's see.
So when I first started, I did what you told me to do. I texted people on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So I bought, I think it's Sales Navigator on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
I gained a few clients from that. But for the rest, it just all my friends, they have their companies. When I have a drink, I meet different people. I just speak about my company. I speak about what I do, and clients are just coming in. Just yeah. If I want to grow more, of course I have to do something. I'm running my Google ads. They're uh, uh, a return on investment 2.5, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if I want to grow more, I know that I have to do something, and I have to find a strategy to get more clients in. For SEO,
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on that now. So I'm writing a blog every day. I'm doing my TikTok to get clients in. So TikTok, I hope it's gonna bring me a few clients in, and then just creating lead magnets.
Nice. Solid, man. Solid. Cool. Um, all right. Olga, you said, Carson, you're charging only 1K for a website. This is so cheap. Minimum 2K for basic, and then price goes up to over 3K. This is WordPress I'm talking about in Ireland and UK. Interesting. Do you think you could
I'm
charge
reading
more,
it.
Carson? Feel like there's room?
It depends on the client and it depends on what you're delivering. It really depends on who's sitting in front of you. For the moment, have I don't have trouble with selling a website for 1 or 1.5K,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just selling it with yeah who's sitting in front of me. It makes no sense to sell a website to a hairdresser for 5K. He won't buy it.
Mm.
As I told you, I also sold a website for 20K. So
Mm. It's a good point, man. Right?
yeah,
Like it's all about who you're selling to. So
yeah,
Olga, like you said, you could charge, yeah, 2K, 3K, not a problem. It's just all about who you're selling to.
Yep.
I actually saw this today, right? With social media and content, a lot of people think you can only charge 500 a month, which, you know, a lot of people do. They charge 500 a month. I was looking through our wins today and I found a message from Rob and Chris. They run an agency together. And I had forgotten this, but they had signed a client for £2,500 per month for content and
Mm.
social media. That's like
Mm.
$3,000, more than $3,000, like 3.2K just for content and social media. So again, it's all about who you're selling to. If you're
Yeah,
selling
indeed.
to a multimillionaire that makes, you know, 10 million a year and just wants you to manage his social media because he doesn't have time, he might pay you thousands just to do that one thing.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
indeed. Yeah.
for sure, man. Robert is looking for your TikTok name. He said, "What is the naam van TikTok?" Huh?
My name, I think it is Stinis SEO. I think.
Nice,
Check.
nice. I'll start watching your content, Carson. I'm
Yeah,
doing
it's in Dutch.
Duolingo
Yeah,
to get my Dutch up, so
yeah.
that's my
It's
practice.
in Dutch. I'm gonna check my name. It's this one. It's just basic content. It
Nice,
takes me 15 minutes to record. Premiere Pro, I just edit it and it's live.
nice. I like it, man.
Yeah.
That's what we talked about, right? With the personal brand.
Yes, we
Keep it
talked about
simple.
it. Yeah,
Keep
yeah.
it
Keep it
simple. Just
simple. I just make it
consistent.
consistent every day. Yeah. I'll
Yes,
see
man.
where it gets. I'm gonna do that for 60 days and we will see after 60 days if it brought something in, yes or no.
Yes, man. That's like music to my ears. I see so many people overcomplicate it. It's like, man, just pick something easy. Something
Yeah.
easy, get it done, see where it goes. Love it.
There's no editing in the videos. It's just filming myself. You can do this, that, and that. And I just film my screen. You have to do it like that. If people want
Hmm.
more information, they just send me a DM. So
Yeah. Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, let's do a 60-day update. See where you're at with it. See how it's
okay,
going,
we'll do that. Yeah.
eh? Nice one. Olga, you said, yeah, you might disagree, you might get hate for it, but to build a business, you don't have to become a monk or give up sex. It's all about balance, for sure. You know,
Of
it's
course.
all personal preference as well, right? Like, you know, me and Ty in the program now talk about porn usage just because we've seen so many people where it's just like pulled them off track and got them in a bad place. But like, yeah, this stuff is just opinion, you know. At the end of the day, you got to find what works
It's
for you.
yes, indeed. Yeah.
Definitely. Stratus, you asked, what about other web builders? Why WordPress? What about like Framer or Webflow?
I see a lot of people using Webflow.
Hmm.
Never tried it. The reason that I use WordPress, I also used Shopify, Wix, and Squarespace, I think it is.
Mm,
On WordPress, you can do a lot. You have a lot of good plugins, and you're free to do what you want. I think you can do the same on Squarespace, but you have a lot of more developers for WordPress, and as I said, you have all the plugins that you can use. And what I feel is that 80%, 90% is using WordPress, or they build the website themselves. That's
mm,
what I think.
interesting. Yeah.
But
Like you
Wix
said as well.
or Squarespace is also fine. But
Mm,
WordPress, you can do whatever you want. There's a lot of themes you can buy. Just watch on Envato Elements. You have a lot of crazy themes. It's just plug and play. So that's the reason that I use it.
yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, man. Like, because even a lot of the like low or no code platforms, I just feel like there's more risk because of the fact that there's not as much customization, you know, like there's more risk of the project getting off track because the website is built and the client is like, oh, well, let's actually change this part of it. And you're like, I can't.
Yeah,
Like,
I
yeah, I
can't do
just
that.
can't do
And
it.
I
So,
know on WordPress it's possible.
mm,
Everything is possible. You just have to hire someone for it if you don't know how to do it.
yeah, nice, nice. Guys, any last questions for Carson? Pop them in if you got them. While we're looking, Carson, I'm gonna pull up your TikTok. I'll send it into the group if people want to see it. So it's
Okay.
Steinus SEO, right?
Yes. Yes. Yep. It's just because I'm making another company and it's Stinis with one S and it's the
Mm-hmm.
Stinis my last name and SEO. It's Stinisio. So it's something special. So that's why I don't know
Ah,
if that's the name.
yes. I like it.
It's an
I like
SEO
it, man.
company. So
Yeah, cool. All right, let me send it in here. Now, hopefully, you got value from that interview with Karsten. And if you did, amazing. Job well done. If you didn't, you can also let me know, and maybe there's some things I could ask him to improve on in my next interview. If you feel like you'd want to get the same help that Karsten got from me, the same coaching, accountability, the same guidance, you'll see there's information in the description of this video. You can go ahead and click the information, the links there, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon.